Hello everyone, I'm Mac with the Gwinnett County Public Library. Welcome to Digital Detox Week 5, Protecting Your Accounts. Over the last 4 videos, we've talked about some pretty high-level ways of protecting your privacy, but now we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of some tools you can start using today that will help protect your privacy and security long-term. The primary way that tools can help protect your privacy is by stopping unauthorized actors from gaining access to it in the first place. And a robust password is the place to start. By now, we've all heard the advice. Our password should be longer, more complicated, use a number, use a symbol, and we shouldn't use that same password on multiple sites. Yet, despite the fact that this advice has been given for the last 20 years, it is often ignored. Multiple passwords are hard to remember, and people tend to look for speed or convenience whenever they can. Some people say that they just can't come up with a good password. They draw a blank when it's time to come up with one. That's where diceware can come in. Diceware instructs people to roll a 6-sided die 6 times and use the resulting number to pick a word off of a provided list. Doing this 6 times provides a long, randomly generated password that is impossible for most modern computers to crack. Rolling a dice can take a long time though, so the Electronic Frontier Foundation has created a version that does the same thing using a random number generator at the link below. You might be thinking, well, it's great that I have those secure passwords now, but that's way too long for me to remember for every single website that I use. This is where a strong password manager can help. A password manager is an encrypted program that keeps all your passwords safe in one place. That way, you can generate a new password every time. All you have to do is set one secure master password that you remember, and the manager will do the rest of the work for you. Some examples include Firefox Lockwise, Keeper, LastPass, Dashlane, and Bitwarden. They all have different features, prices, and drawbacks, so do some research into them so that you can find one that best meets the specific situation of your threat model. Another option for protecting accounts is to turn on multi-factor authentication whenever it's available. Multi-factor, or sometimes called two-factor authentication, requires a second login when trying to access an account. Traditionally, the second factor has been a text message with a numeric code that needs to be input. However, text messages can be intercepted, so some companies are moving to other options. Another option you may see is being asked to confirm you're logged in by clicking a pop-up in an app on your phone or by clicking a link in your email. You may also be able to use an authentication app. Authy and Authenticator are 2 examples. These apps provide a 6-digit code for you to input on an applicable website, but the code changes every 30 seconds and you only have access to the correct code from the correctly linked authentication software. Two-factor authentication makes accounts more secure, but it does slow down logging in, and if you don't have access to the device where the second layer of authentication is happening, you may be locked out of your accounts. Determine using your threat model whether or not this is a good choice for you in various situations. And remember, you don't have to make the same choice every time. You may want high levels of security on your email and financial accounts, but a lower level on other accounts. Another tool I want to share with you are temporary email addresses. Oftentimes, websites will ask you to provide an email address to access some form of content. If you don't want to provide your real email address and receive all the subsequent advertising spam that will almost certainly come through with it, you can use a temporary or a throwaway email address. There are several websites that provide this, though temp-mail.com is my go-to. When you go to the website, it provides you an email address that will exist for an incredibly limited amount of time, typically between 5 minutes and 24 hours. That way, you can receive a link and click on it or receive an email offer without having to expose your real email address. These are just a few of the tools you can use to protect your privacy online, but they're a great place to get started, and it's something that you can do today to help protect your privacy. Thank you so much for joining me over the last 5 videos for Digital Detox. Hopefully you've learned something about protecting your privacy and maintaining your online data. There's always more to learn. There's always new tools to try. There are always new threats that are out there. But protecting your privacy is the best offense and the best way to protect yourself from future data breaches. If you have any questions about these topics or you want to explore them further, please feel free to schedule a book a librarian appointment at the Swanee Branch Library. Your librarians are here to help you with all of your information needs. And remember, from the bottom of my heart, and I do believe this, it is your privacy and your information, and you owe it to yourself to protect it.